off the rim and drops. Parker's got the opening field goal of the second quarter for the Spurs. Well, you often think of the Clippers as being an updated version of Showtime. They try to grind out and get a win, too.
Yeah, I thought they were a little better defensively. They have guys that will certainly give you highlight reel material, but they're smart in how they attack teams and how they finish games, too.
And he gets it to go.
Those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten in the first half here.
And I think they should really continue to work it down low, Clark. That's really going to free up the rest of their offense. All right, an opportunity here to check out some stats for Tim Duncan. Some good contributions since the All-Star break. He's right around 13 points a night, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists. If it was an average player putting up those numbers, we'd say they were spectacular.
Yeah,
but for him, simply run-of-the-mill.
And how much does that tell you about the talent he has? I mean, when the spectacular passes is average, that speaks volumes.
And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Well, interestingly, guys, Blake Griffin is not one to retaliate for the hard fouls he takes, and some have taken that for a sign of weakness. Coach Doc Rivers said, "That soft label, I don't get it. Guys come in and get their tails kicked. He's more physical than they thought, and they take it personal. What they don't realize is he's not that guy. He's not what they think he is." Kevin?
He doesn't back down, Doris, but he keeps his composure. Thank you.
You know, the dunks are few and far between for the big guy, but every once in a while we get one just like that.
It's not hard to believe that kind of size might keep you from being a high flyer.
Yeah, that's a lot of man right there to try to get up off the ground, Kevin.
Well, Clark, a clear lane to the basket and the emphatic jam.
And that is outstanding attacking basketball.
Well, he had no choice but to take that one to the bucket.
Kicks it out to Paul. From deep. An absolute bomb from three-point range.
Well, he's been a real positive factor for them today, although, you know, as a team, they've had a lot of negatives mixed in there as well.
Leonard, the pass to Green. Drills it from outside. Green's got his third bucket of the night.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
I just love the mentality they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing anything. They're moving it side to side and working to get a good shot.
And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
Tony Parker, I don't think there's any question the best player ever to come out of France. In fact, back in the summer of 2013, he led France to the Euro Cup championship in Slovenia. Just a terrific performance there from Parker.
Rivers, he's checked in for the Clippers.
France has really produced some quality NBA players. You think about Boris Diaw, Nick Batum. Batum actually carried France in that title game against Lithuania.
And the Clippers call time here. And for Boris Diaw and Parker, they grew up together and they'd won a gold medal together in the U18 European Championships.
And for 13 years, they've tried to get that second gold medal. But I'll tell you, the quality of play around the world, Kevin, just continues to get tougher and tougher. And France definitely in that upper echelon.
Paul's checked in for Rivers. And he gets it to go. Green's got 5 points now this quarter.
Well, this is what happens when he gets on a roll. You are not going to see a better rhythm shooter than him. You know, he started out hot, and he's only gotten hotter. He could be in for one of those games.
Now, here's Green. He had a 24-point outing in their last game against Cleveland.
Don't forget, he also tallied 4 blocks, so he was a factor in a lot of different ways.
Paul goes in. He feeds it to Hawes. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Hawes got his second bucket. A different look now for San Antonio. Baines is checked in. And it's Bellinelli in for Kawhi Leonard. And here are some players that you want on the line as often as possible these days. For the past month, these are the leading free throw shooting 2 guards in the league. Take a look at Redick, the best in the NBA. You put him on the line and it's nearly automatic. And of course, Danny Green, also absolutely fantastic from the free throw line.
I like the offensive awareness to exploit that lack of coverage on that play. So much can be said about the Spurs' dominance as a franchise. 15 straight years of winning 50 games or more during the regular season. And, you know, last year, they were at least 500 or better against every other team in the league, and they have been since 1976.
And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Hey, Kevin. Well, Coach Doc Rivers certainly hasn't minced words since joining the Clippers. He's held each player accountable and defined roles. He told DeAndre Jordan he wouldn't run any plays for him, that he just wanted him to focus on defense. Jordan said, Doc knows how to reach people. There are egos on every team, and he knows how to control all of that. It's honesty. Refreshing, gentlemen.
Champion with the Celtics. He's one of the best coaches in the league. Thanks, Doris. And guys, think about the history of the Spurs. They didn't even come into the NBA until 1976 when they made the transition from the old ABA.
Well, you talk about a fan base that is spoiled. I mean, nearly 40 years of beating every team in the league, more than they've been beaten by those teams. So just an incredible record.
Robinson.
Spurs foul.
So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there.
And no question, he got bumped on that shot.
Definitely no room for discussion on that one.
Nate Robinson hits them both.
Well, you kind of expect that from him. You pretty much know what the result's going to be when he goes to the line.
Davis with the double team. And that one's good. And the Spurs lead by 17.
You know, it's really hard not to notice the difference in the passing of these two teams today.
Yeah, look at the discrepancy in the assist column between these two teams.
And Bellinelli kicks to Mills. He dishes it to Bellinelli. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
And their field goal percentage continues to climb. They have really shot the ball well here today.
And through one half, it hasn't even been close. It's the Spurs just dominating this one. And we'll be back with you right after this. And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. San Antonio leading by 20. CP3 at point with Redick there, the backcourt. Jordan is up there with Spencer Hawes. And it's Barnes in the 3, the small forward. That's the 5 to begin the second half for Doc Rivers. Paul goes in, and the layup is good. Paul's got 15 points.
You know, Tony Parker really was a scoring point guard when he first came into the league, but over the course of his career, I think he's developed an excellent balance between creating his own offense and making plays for his teammates.
Parker with the steal.
Well, that was a superb read defensively. He jumped right into the passing lane the instant the ball left the passer's hand.
Bag it.
Duncan with the bucket.
Well, they've only got a slight edge in rebounding when you look at the numbers, but it certainly feels a lot bigger than it is.
Well, the score has a lot to do with that, Clark. Just based on that, you'd think the rebounding gap would be huge.
In transition, here come the Spurs. Parker leading the charge.
There's been a huge discrepancy between these teams in their effectiveness from the three-point line.
Dan, you really notice it at that end of the floor where they continue to get open looks and knock them down.
And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up.
What is insane about the Spurs and how successful they are as a franchise is that in their entire franchise history, they've only missed the playoffs 4 times. That is absolutely remarkable.
And the Clippers making a change here. Rivers checked in. The Spurs also with the sub. Boris Diaz checked in for splitting.
Bag it.
And Leonard gets it to go.
And with the Spurs in the playoffs, you can't even begin to think about a postseason without the Spurs being involved. Only 4 absences since 1976. That's incredible.
Los Angeles calls timeout. Of course, with the Spurs, the last time they missed the playoffs, they drafted perhaps one of the best power forwards of all time in Tim Duncan.
Well, you know, he's a part of why they haven't missed the playoffs since. But the organization has run really well from top to bottom. And they deserve nothing but the success they've had since their inception because of that.
San Antonio making a switch here. Bellinelli's checked in. Here's Parker. They kick it out to Green. That doesn't go either for Green.
Well, I think he was surprised by how much space he had there and just rushed the shot a little bit.
Parker with the steal. And here comes Leonard leading the fast break. And it's Green with the jam.
I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen throughout, just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively turning into quick points.
And that's not going to be able to continue if they hope to get back into this game, Park. It's a deflating play for your morale.
Los Angeles shooting their 5th attempt at the line in the game.
Bag it.
DeAndre Jordan has always had a knack for the incredible, and it usually manifests itself in his dunks or blocks. But last year he committed himself more on the defensive end, and it really made a difference for him.
Now Bellinelli. Following the 3-point attempt by Austin Rivers.
Bag it.
And the basket good. Bellinelli's got 5 points in the quarter.
Not what they drew up, but they'll take the 2 points.
Takes a 3. And it's the Clippers with the rebound. Pause. Got rebound number 5 here tonight. And Tim Duncan gets the whistle that time. That's his 4th foul of the contest. So, for the Clippers, Glenn Davis is checked in for Hawes. Jordan Hamilton comes in for Matt Barnes. Robinson is subbed in for J.J. Redick.
The D might need to body him up a little better next time. Get into him some.
Yeah, Clark, they need to be a little bit more physical. You're
Yeah,
right.
you
You're
can't
Leave, faggot. Leave, faggot. Leave,
play
faggot.
this game, Saul.
Man, but guys, you got to give him some credit for attacking when he had the chance.
Leave, faggot.
Into Jordan.
Faggot, faggot.
To the middle. Rivers kicks to Robinson.
You gonna go leave him, faggot?
We've got 1:18 left to play here in the 3rd. Inside. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Clippers will retain possession.
Hey,
You
I'm
look
gonna
at
score
Danny
100
Green.
on you.
Let's
You hear that,
take a little
faggot?
bit closer look at his stats. A breakdown since the All-Star break. 4th in free throw percentage. And his 3-point field goal accuracy has been really impressive. He's ranked in the top 15.
I want to take a minute here to get in a quick word about his outstanding free throw percentage. I mean, you can see how he's brimming with confidence at that line.
With the fadeaway.
Go ahead and leave, faggot.
You know, Kevin, this has been a much better effort from them here in the second half compared to the first. I just don't think they were intense enough in that first half.
The more touches he gets, the more this lead will grow. He has just been unconscious this quarter.
Robinson goes in. And out of bounds as the Spurs gain possession.
I'm a little kid. You're a faggot.
And this is a good time to bring you a rundown of the hottest 3-point bombers from the shooting guard position over the course of the last 10 games. You look at Green, a dangerous player from 3-point, a great talent with a great release.
These are the gunners, guys. They've got the green light at all times because we know what they can do beyond the arc.
Hey, don't leave, boy. Leave, faggot. Leave, faggot.
Given his freedom.